Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and the first thing I want to state is if you watched my Friday night rant and then you watched another video and another video, you'll notice I'm still wearing the same shirt, and probably for the next two videos it's still the same t-shirt, and that's not because I'm a tramp, it's because I've actually managed to nail 6 videos in one day, which is absolutely awesome because I've got friends coming up and I won't be able to do any videos, so I'm just getting everything done and set to schedule over the next few days. But let's move on. It's a start and finish, and the game that I have been playing is Defiance. So Defiance is a very weird beast. I don't think there's very much out there like this game. So what is Defiance? Well, Defiance is a MMO shooter which is also tied in with a TV show. Now the idea of the game is, and this is something you don't very rarely see on the back of games, normally it says like co-op 2 to 4. This is actually states co-op 2 to 10,000 players. So apparently you can have 10,000 players all playing together on a server. Now I've played already 90 hours of this game, and to be fair, there is a lot of people on the servers, but it will only show you who's in your actual area at the time. And normally when I go to do a big battle, sometimes up to about 300 people do show at once, which is absolutely amazing amount of people all firing and just shooting at monsters. But the idea of the game is, first of all, the story is not amazing on this. You have to pretty much watch the TV show to get most of the story. But the idea is that an alien race has come to Earth, it's crash landed, and these motherships actually had their animals, their plantation and all such things, and as it crashed into Earth it's kind of made a Earth/alien planet, and you are now living on this planet. So you're an ARC hunter and you just actually a merc for rent and you go out and do jobs very much like Borderlands. The thing I quite liked about this game is what some of the people you actually meet in Defiance are actually in the TV show, and the TV show season 1 has already been filmed, but what they says is what you do in the game, obviously as a mass amount of people, will affect season 2, and also in the actual seasons if they do particular things then they'll actually put the characters in the game, so the game and TV series should be synchronized together, which is quite a cool idea. When you first start playing this game, you create your character, you have no chance to actually change their appearance apart from the actual clothes once you've done so, but you don't get any special abilities for picking a different class or anything like that. All those can be changed later on. You start off where you're on a ship that crash lands down to Earth, and then you have to piece together exactly what's happened, and you'll be given 1 power out of 4 to start off with. Now throughout the game you can actually upgrade this so you have all 4 powers, but you can only use 1 at a time. On top of it, there is about 80 different perks that you can unlock that gives you different abilities such as faster reloading and all that other stuff. There's absolutely a billion amount of weapons in the game to actually be going around and finding, either through doing quests or actually killing monsters or just finding it out in the wild. And all the time you're earning credits as well that you can actually spend in shops to buy upgrades for your weapons. So the thing that got me liking this game straight away is, normally when you actually play a game on the Xbox or whatever console it is of your choice, you put it in and every so often you get a nice little update. But with this it's a bit different. If Try and want to do an update, they don't have to go through all the red tape of getting Microsoft to release the actual patch. They get the patches direct from Defiance themselves, which is very nice. So as soon as you actually get the game, you pop it into your computer, you're going to have to wait 30 minutes straight away for it to actually install everything to your actual Xbox. Once that's done, it was about another 30 minutes to pull down the latest patches, and then I played it for a night, and then when I played it the next day, another patch came down. Now this is something I couldn't moan about at all, because I love the idea of having direct patching. I prefer them to just go, oh, there's a problem, fix it straight away, ASAP, instead of going through all the red tape. But that's how I felt to start off with. It felt like there was patching the problems and everything was good. Now, straight away I started playing this with Joe and also my friend James, so there was 3 of us, and we went off and started doing the actual quests. So in the world there is lots of side quests, there's actually obviously the main story missions, and at the same time there's loads of really good fun, like time trials and rampage modes that you can go around, and all the time they will actually be unlocking challenges. Now I love the way the actual XP works in this system, where obviously if you kill something you're going to get rewarded and you start to go up a class. At the same time you can actually go into your challenges and see all the different things you need to do in the world, and me and James got incredibly addicted to doing these challenges. Now it's a great way to boost straight up. I got into a level 1100 I think within the first week just by doing these challenges, as well as obviously killing all the monsters. And on top of it there's actually random dynamic events that happen all the time, and these things called arc falls that actually fall from the sky, and there's several different classes of arc falls. Once they land it will actually kind of notify you on the map and everybody goes rushing towards it. And sometimes there's just the odd small one, but if a big one lands it will probably land in 5 different places, and everybody just picks a random one, starts fighting the actual 5 arc falls, and then the big one lands in the middle, which is always a big giant monster. And it's great killing them because you've got to work them and then you have to hit the sweet spots, and you've got, like, as I said, 300 people all battling and firing it out, and at the same time you've got vehicles in this game, so you've got people bombing around in cars as you're just firing left, right and centre, and it's just mayhem, and it's absolutely great fun. And it's a great way to get XP, it's a great way to actually get your weapons, and there's nothing I could have moaned about it at that point. I then actually watched the first actual episode of Defiance, and it was done by Sci-Fi, and everything that I see by Sci-Fi is normally low quality, not that amazing. I did enjoy the show, it's nothing amazing, but it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, so it kind of actually gave me more backstory of actually what happened with these things, and it gave me a bit of backstory to actually show me what these Arc Falls actually are, and everything was going good. Then I don't know if the game became more broken, or as I become better at the game I started seeing really bad bugs. And what them consist of is, at one point we were trying to do some challenges, and one of the challenges is to do a particular race, but that was removed from the game because there was a fault with it, and I thought that's fine, and they actually said we're going to give you this on the 15th once it's patched, and I was like, well, they'll give us a date, that's absolutely brilliant, they're quite fast updating Twitter telling you if there's any problems, so I was like, I'm very happy with this relationship, I'm not that bothered that it's broken because you're constantly giving me information, I'm happy. But that seemed to actually slow down, and then eventually I did get this race back, completed it and progressed with the game. But then at the same time I'm doing challenges where it says to go kill 1,000 particular enemies, and I was happily going through that, getting to about 100, and then I'll kill 20 more, check how many I've killed, and I've killed 2. So my stats kept on resetting, and then I went back to Twitter and they said this is a fault, we know, we're trying to fix it. But then as I'm playing through to get some other challenges done, they started actually resetting. Then when I'm actually playing races, I have to do it in a certain amount of time, which I always pass my silvers. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to go a bit further now, I want to get gold on everything. So I started doing gold races, and it would say, you need to do this in 54 seconds. So I'll go and nail it at 50 seconds, and it will go, sorry, you're going to get silver because you actually did it in 60 seconds. So it added time out of thin air, it was just giving you random things. And also, sometimes that when we're actually playing the game, Jo would get disconnected, and that's it, she couldn't connect again for the entire night. And it just got, as I said, I don't know if it just got worse and worse and worse, or because we started playing it more and more and more, we started seeing more of these bugs. Now, this game, at the moment, I am completely 50-50 with. I love the combat in it. As I said, the story is nothing amazing, but you don't really need it. You get plonked in with a bunch of friends and you make your own story. You go off and do what you want, you go kill whatever you want, and then when these big Arc Falls come down, everybody jumps in. And at the same time, we've got so many people running around on the server, you can't actually kill each other. And at first we was like, oh, we can't kill each other, this is going to be crap. And then we realised if there is actually going to be a potential 1,000 people or so on these servers, you'd probably die every 5 seconds if you could. But even if you do fancy actually killing a friend, you can activate a deathmatch mode, which then actually waits for several other people on the server that are willing to play it, and then you all get pulled away and get dropped outside the map, and you can actually just do a deathmatch. Or on top of it, there's a thing called a shadow war, which is practically like capture the flag, but on a giant scale. And you have to wait for about 60 people to play that game, and once everyone's all willing, it just takes 60 people out of the game, dumps you into a shadow war. And I just think it's great seeing all these people doing different things. You can see people going on the way to their quests, or the people at the shops, and when you're at the shops you can just hear nothing but gunfire, because people are buying the weapons and testing them there and then, as you're buying all the different things. But as I said, I don't know where I stand with this game now, because I completely fell in love with it. I couldn't stop playing it, that's why I managed to chalk up 90 hours with it. But now I'm to the point where I've not completed the story yet, and there's no real reason for it, it's just we wanted to progress so far into the story so we can unlock the second island, and now at the second island we don't feel like we need to progress with the story just yet, but it's there if we want to. So we're just going around killing off a few side missions and mainly doing our challenges so we can actually get higher levels and get better abilities. But with all these faults in the game, that's stopping us actually progress now, and it's kind of putting us off as well at the same time, because we know if we go to an Arcfall and we kill 100 or so enemies, the problem is we know them enemies don't actually class towards your challenge, and it's upsetting to think that, because you should play the game for the fun. But the thing is, this game is designed in a way that you want to go up, you want to grind, and if you know you're killing an enemy and you're getting no reward from it as such, it kind of makes you stop killing them. So at the moment I've just completely shelved this game, and I won't be playing it yet until there's actually a few more patches. Now, as I said, they're quite good on Twitter saying we're going to be patching this and patching that, but the last big patch they did, they said it should just take us an hour, and they ended up taking servers down for about 6 to probably 9 hours they actually took it down for, and so obviously something went wrong again there, and it just feels like a problem after a problem. So on one hand, they've got direct access to patch things and they're constantly trying to fix things, which is great, but at the same time it feels like there is a lot of bugs and they're not doing it fast enough. So at the end of the day, is it worth buying Defiance? I would say yes, because I brought this game at £40 because I just needed that giant MMO feel, because you don't get that on the consoles. In fact, the best way to put it is if you're a PC gamer, then no, probably don't buy Defiance, because you've already got this taste of MMO a million times over on the PC, but on the console this is a very rare beast. So if you're a console player, I'd say definitely go check out Defiance when it's around about the £20 price tag, because to be fair, you're probably going to get 40 to 50 hours out of it just like that, because the world's so big and it is a very fun game. But again, I think this is a game that needs to be played with friends, and if you're going to play it by yourself, I don't know how long you're actually going to play the game for. So to sum up, wait till it's 20 quid, but only get it if you're a console player. So that's Defiance in the bag, and my next game is going to be BioShock Infinite. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers. Bye.